House Bill 4211. Imagine this. You buy into a new Texas housing development. You think you're getting the deed to your home, but months later you find out that you don't actually own the property. You own a piece of a company that does. When you try to sell, the developer says you can't unless they approve, and they want a cut of your profit. What the bill says it does? House Bill 4211 says it will protect Texans from unfair housing arrangements where buyers unknowingly invest in a company instead of buying a home. It requires full disclosure and bans certain developer practices that trap or overcharge buyers. What it actually does? This bill gives buyers the right to sell their ownership interest free, bans resale fees, and ensures disputes are handled in Texas courts instead of private arbitration. It also stops religious or nonprofit developers from using exemptions to avoid fair housing laws. Who benefits? Texans buying into corporate or LLC managed housing, homeowners seeking fairer treatment and transparency, and courts that can now block violators from forming special districts or using public funds. Who pays the price? Developers who relied on hidden fees and restrictive contracts, large religious landholders that used old exemptions to bypass housing laws. Why it matters. Buying a home is supposed to mean security and ownership, not hidden rules and legal traps. House Bill 4211 closes a growing loophole that lets developers profit while families lose control over what they thought was their property. Questions you can ask your lawmakers. How will the state track violations to ensure this law is actually enforced? And could future updates assign an agency to oversee compliance instead of leaving it up to the courts? And would you support adding public reporting so Texans can see where abuses are happening? Bottom line, House Bill 4211 protects Texans from corporate housing schemes that turn homeownership into a trap instead of a dream.